Welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. This is going to be a real exciting show today. It really will be. We're direct from Hollywood because we have sound effects going in the background and all kinds of people running around here. And I am so excited. We have a new producer today. That's Carly. And I'm going to say it's our daughter. It's Carol and my daughter, and she's going to help out. And I'm really excited about that. Let me tell you about our show today as I take a bite of some Parmesan cheese. Our guest is Chrissy Lomax, and I've known Chrissy for 25, 30 years. She was a makeup artist, and when I was doing studio work, producing and hosting shows, Chrissy was often the makeup person. So she's changed her career. She's back to rock and roll. So we're going to make rock and roll pizzas for you right here on Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. Join us, won't you?
Press the opening? You want me to push the opening thing?
Yes, please. Push the... And we are back. You did a good job of that. Thank you very much. And what?
Maybe I can't hear it.
Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to make these pizza rock and roll pizzas, and we're going to bring in Chrissy right now. Chrissy Lomax, right there, from Westlake Village, California, via Toronto, Canada, right?
Yes.
Right.
Always a Canadian.
Always a Canadian.
I'm an American as well, so both citizenships.
Except that she does say out and about a lot, right? Before we start, can you bring up Chrissy's book, please? A little over 5 years ago, Chrissy ran into a little health issue, and I'm glad to say that the scan today was positive. Yay, Chrissy! So you 5 years clear of breast cancer, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
this
and
is
just
your
today
book.
I had some follow-ups, and it really stays with you. And it was great news, and I'm feeling very happy, and I couldn't imagine celebrating with anybody better than you, Mark.
Well, thank you very much, Chrissy. I do appreciate that. As I said, we've known each other a long time. Some space between times. We ran into each other, and wow, this is going to be great. We're going to be making a dish that has no sugar. And that's kind of the Bible of Chrissy, right? No sugar, because
Yes.
cancer feeds on sugar. We know that. Tell us about that.
Well, when I got that call, right away, I changed everything. And I knew enough to know that I had to change what went into my body and what went onto my body. And I do believe that's the most important thing, is be aware of what we're putting in our body and on our body, make sure it's clean, make sure it's free of toxins. So I started going down that route when I was diagnosed. And over the course of my year of treatment and the following year, I wrote my book the following year.
And that's another interruption. And that's another interruption. All right. We're going to start cooking right now. We're going to go over to our cooking area right now. And that's the other cooking area. That's the cooking area. We have this on a low heat. I've caramelized onions. Now, normally when I caramelize onions, I add sugar to it. It makes it sweeter, and the sugar also burns a little bit, and it makes it caramelize faster. This is really quite good. It smells good. I took, according to Chrissy's recipe, we put 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in here. And then I added some shredded raw onion, and with olive oil. And oh, good. Kim says great book. Thank you, Kim. And Sandy Horn, awesome to hear Chrissy. very good. We have to hold up your mother-in-law's book in a little bit, because
when we
garlic
talk
is
about
one of my
garlic,
favorite
and I've got
things.
to tell you, onions are such a great healthy food to have. Put onions in everything. You know, they're a great antioxidant. They're a great anti-inflammatory. So I need anti-inflammation.
Hey, come back to me a second, Carly. Carly taught me this years ago. Notice that the onion's flat rather than round, Chrissy.
Yes.
Do you know why? Hey, hello from Louisville, from Heidi Nickerson-Levy. And I understand that it's when you moved there, Heidi, that you now have a B&B only open to Carol and me. So we really look forward to that. But if you have a flat onion, it's a sweet onion. And this is actually marked someplace as a sweet onion. The rounder onions are sharper, and it's a whole different variety, though these do have great taste and health benefits. Debbie Lomax Lee.
That's my sister.
Your
in
sister.
London, Ontario, Canada.
We are international after all.
Yes.
Okay.
You know how I know if they're sweet onions?
How?
It says on the label of the bag of them, organic Hawaiian sweet onions. That's how I know.
You know, Heidi, you should have been cooking with us today. Glad to hear Chrissy. Her BC is 12 years in the rearview mirror. And that is so good to hear. Heidi, we love you.
I love it.
Isn't that terrific? Thank you.
Love it. Yeah.
And the book, you have recipes in the book?
Yes, I have some recipes in the book that I created without any sugar, and desserts. Chocolate. My chocolate bark, you know, with walnuts in it, because walnuts are great nutrition as well. And it's sugar-free chocolate. Yeah, so I have my YouTube channel with the videos, short videos, just like within 5 minutes long, to show these recipes that are in the book as well. So the recipes in the book, I have videos for.
Got it. All right, let's go back here. I've got this on a low heat. And what we're going to do next, yeah, I can too. You're missing out. What we're going to do is we're going to top these little Nann pieces of bread that I bought. The reason I did that, Neil Grace from San Francisco Bay Area, thank you very much. And he loves my new haircut.
I do too.
Rhonda says that Chrissy did some catering the other day and says, wow, it was really fabulous. That's really nice to know. Neil, thank you for watching. And you can make this without the cheese or use vegan cheese, okay? And if you use vegan cheese, it's vegan. This is vegetarian as it is. All right, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to chop up some marinated artichoke hearts. Artichokes are also very healthy.
Yeah, they have a lot of folate in them, and that's something I need to get because that's like vitamin B12. And if you're low in folate, you're a little bit anemic, you know. It's like you have a little bit of abnormally large red blood cells, I think. Somebody correct me, I'm not a doctor. So I put artichokes in my salads. I love them heated in dishes. They're fantastic. And when I make these little pizzas or bigger pizzas, I love them in sauces. They're a fantastic flavor. And I'm getting something in my body that's doing my body some good. Something that I need. Yes.
I love artichokes too. We make a lot of fresh artichokes. In fact, in the middle of September, we're going to be making a Syrian Jewish artichoke, stuffed artichoke, with our friend Eli Cohen. Okay, and I think that's in the middle of September sometime, and I can't wait. It looks, got the recipe today. It looks delicious. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I need you to direct me a little bit. Now, I've changed the recipe, honestly.
Yes.
I've changed it because we don't have time to bake from scratch the pastry, the shell of the pizza. So I bought some Stonefire Nann, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil on both of these. John Duffin from Philadelphia, thank you for watching.
Yes, artichokes.
You want to learn how to make artichokes. It's so easy to make, and they're so...
We had them in a big pot of water. You'd boil them, and then the breadcrumb seasoning would go in there with the garlic. Oh, yeah, and then you would each get your own artichoke.
Right.
Right? And then
but
one leaf at a time.
Right. And then the heart. And you can eat the stem. The stem is actually part of the heart. Did you know that?
Oh.
And so I often eat the heart, the stem as well. But I don't boil it. I steam them because it retains more of the nutrients in there.
Absolutely.
Okay. I've got that. Oh, I know. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to cover these with these caramelized onions. And Carly, if you come over here and take a look.
Now I would put a little Parmesan on there too, because the Parmesan helps it like kind of stay in place. But we should mention that when I make these, my recipe, I make a homemade pastry, because up until recently, I could not find a convenient frozen pastry dough, puff pastry that didn't have sugar in it or high fructose corn syrup. So I would make my own, but it's like a 3-hour process. And so anyway, I did find one that has no sugar added. And that's how I made the ones this morning, which we'll show in a bit.
Got it.
It's just a different texture.
Neil Grace is telling us that artichokes are medicinal and delicious.
Yes.
And they are. They're great. I'm going to try to grow them. I think you can grow them relatively easily. All right, so first I'm going to put some Parmesan on top of the onions.
Yeah, I would, because I would have put it underneath the onions, but do it now. Yeah.
Got it. I'm going to do that.
Like the recipe says, Mark.
Yeah, I never follow recipes.
I'm sorry,
we will have the recipe the way the way Chrissy wrote it on YouTube sometime tomorrow or Friday. Now I'm putting the artichoke hearts on here.
Yes. And you chopped them up, right?
I've chopped them up.
Nice.
And the next thing I'm going to put on are sun-dried tomatoes.
Yes. Now you can, instead of sun-dried tomato, I would actually, before the sun-dried tomato, I would put the goat cheese.
The which?
The goat cheese.
Oh, well, we're back.
That's okay.
We're doing it backwards because I jumped the gun.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Mark.
Now I'm going to put this off to the side.
It has the same flavor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have some Silver Goat Chev, which is one of my favorite brands of goat cheese.
Mine too.
I should say that the sun-dried tomatoes I got are from Mazzetta, and though I do use a lot of have in the past used sun-dried tomatoes from Trader Joe's, they have sulfur dioxide on it, and I don't like it. These are also non-GMO and organic.
Yes.
Okay, a little bit more money, but I think it's worth it. Okay, I'm going to cut this.
Okay, so
I'm cutting circles.
That'll be great.
And per Chrissy, I put the sun-dried, the goat cheese in the freezer. And I'm going to take...
Makes it easier to handle.
Yeah.
But that's great to do it in slices. That's awesome. I like that. Oh, I love goat cheese. It's so good on these.
Oh.
And then instead of sun-dried tomatoes, you can use tomato slices. And I do that sometimes because the tomato slice can be the exact size of the pizza tart. The ones that I make them a different size.
What the other and the other thing that you can do is you could put fresh mushrooms in this on this. You're right. Yes. It's up to you. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more thyme.
Well, I love the lycopene that is in tomatoes, and sun-dried tomatoes have a higher bioavailability than fresh of the lycopene. So
I didn't know that.
Choice, actually.
Okay, I'm just taking a little bit more
nutrition, more bang for our buck, right?
Got it. I love fresh tomatoes, but I really am nuts about sun-dried tomatoes and olive oil.
Great. Good vitamin C, vitamin K for bone building, potassium, all in that little sun-dried tomato.
All right. Is that enough cheese, or should I put some more on?
It's totally up
go
to
ahead
you.
And take a full shot of this, Carly.
It's looking good from what I can see from here. I see mostly the silver goat package. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to pop this into our toaster oven in just a minute. I've already put, just so you know, so I don't get yelled at later. Actually, the toaster oven is mine. It was a gift for me for Father's Day from Carly and her brother. Okay, I'm going to go over here.
Get some Parmesan shards. Sprinkle some Parmesan on top of that now. Yeah, I
got to come back here.
On top of that.
All right. I can't wait.
If you wanted some, pepper, the fresh cracked pepper even, and, a little bit more seasonings for some color, because right now you just have those goat cheese on there, the white, so maybe you want to add a little bit of color to that.
Right. All right, I'm going to put these into the oven, which I preheated a little bit. All right. We don't have a camera over there. I guess if you, So we have a couple minutes here where we'll let that heat up, and then I'll bring it out on a plate. Give me 1 second to move this around. Tell us about your mother-in-law's cookbook about garlic.
Garlic. Garlic is such a great ingredient, and you love garlic so much. And I thought I've got to show you this. It's really good for, an anti-inflammation food again, really good for us. So my mother-in-law is an author, has authored several books. She's a Canadian gardener and has toured around Canada and the U.S. with her gardening books, and has hosted her own show, and has done so much. This is her book on garlic, and it's called In Pursuit of Garlic, and an intimate look at the divinely odorous bulb by Liz Primo, and that's Primeau. And it's a great little book, and she has some recipes in there as well.
John Duffin has a question for us, and I'm going to answer that. I preheated the oven to about 300. I'm going to raise that, John, to 350 so that the cheese really gets in there and melts.
Your oven, but I would even go higher.
Yeah?
Yeah, your oven, but yeah, when I put these in the oven...
I turned it up to 400.
Yeah, go for it.
I wanted to say that Mikkel...
If I see a flame behind you, I'll let you know!
Yeah, if it starts smoking, let me know.
Oh my gosh, your new hairdo's on fire!
Mikkel says Chrissy can cook pizza and do Pilates at the same time.
Yeah.
Because she is a Pilates instructor, right?
Yes, I am. I love the movement of Pilates. And
I have a couple of... I'm sorry. That was some onion.
They're delicious, aren't they?
Oh, they're really good. Really good, and good for you. Let's
Yeah.
talk about your journey for a minute or two until we
Okay.
take the pizzas out. And when you were first diagnosed, and you know, Heidi, if you're still there, let me know what your thoughts were. Doctor says you have breast cancer. What goes through your mind at that time?
I don't even know. I think you just kind of go numb.
You don't remember? Or
Not, well, the thing is, when I went, got called back the first time, I went for my annual mammogram. That was a Friday morning. I wanted to get it over with. I had company coming. We were having a family pajama party. They were staying overnight, cousins. It was going to be fun. Food, martinis, you know, the whole thing. And I just wanted to get home, get this over with. And I had a really funny feeling that day because right before I went for the mammogram, in the shower, before I went in the shower, I just looked in the mirror and kind of just looked at my breasts. Everything looked normal. It didn't. I went like this, and there was a dent that was happening. Where'd that come from? Like, nobody told me your boobs dent when you get older. I didn't know they dented. I mean, I know we're like old cars as we age. We get new parts, you know, we need tune-ups, whatever, but I didn't know about the dents, right? So I just kind of tried to get it out of my head, and it was on my mind when I was getting that annual mammogram and decided to get the 3D mammogram for reasons.
Did it?
And that was on a Friday. And on Monday morning, they called and said, "You need images."
And
that's kind of, Mark, I kind of knew. So it was a buildup of knowing. By the time you do get the official call saying, yes, it's invasive ductal carcinoma, 5 centimeters, and they didn't know the pathology of it for another week, and it's HER2 new positive breast cancer, which about 20% of the breast cancers diagnosed are HER2 new positive, protein driven. Yes.
Got it. Carly, bring up just for the last time Chrissy's book, please. That's right. You're really good at this. You may be replaced.
She had 3 screens on and everything.
I know. Isn't she doing great? All right. The book is called Another Interruption, and you can get it at Amazon, right? It is available at Amazon.
I also released my CD of 8 songs at the same time, and the CD is called Another Interruption. And songs I recorded, some during and following my treatment, and meant something. Yeah.
We're gonna walk over here to the toaster oven. Carly, if you can come to me. I'm sorry, say that again?
Make sure it's not on fire.
Yeah, well, Carol just said that. So I'm going to take another plate. No, I'm not. And I'm going to turn it off. And we'll pull it out. Oh, my gosh.
I wish I could see air.
I'm just going to pull one of these. Ow! You know, when we first started this show, I forgot that things heat up. And we tasted something live. And I did the my mouth is burning dance. Would you like to see that? No, not going to do it. Hey, Carly, why don't you come and take a look at these? I think this looks delicious.
Thank you.
And Carly, you got a whole new career here.
Yeah.
John, thank you. Yeah, isn't the title great? Another Interruption. That's really good. I don't know how I mentioned, John's all the way in Philadelphia. So this is, Chrissy, this is my favorite part of the show. As much as I like cooking, as much as I like, I got to remember where my knives are. Here it is.
A really big component of the flavor here is thyme.
Yes,
right?
and that's T-Y-M-E. Do you see me?
THY.
Hold on one second. I want to wave to somebody. Hi there. Do you see me?
Say hi, Brett. No.
No, but I can say hi. So you can say hi back to me. Hi. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's cute.
All right. Here's the part that I like the best. And oh, you are doing it. And I'm hoping this isn't too hot.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Somebody else said hi.
I tend to eat my food not real hot. That's a big piece. And I know, okay, well, here we go, guys.
Ooh, flavor.
Oh my.
Roll pizza pie.
And look at Carly. Three shots.
She's good. These are what mine look like. I made them earlier, and they're a little just smaller, and I cut them out with 3-inch, 3.5-inch. Whoa, there we go. Hi.
There you go.
3.5-inch
Oh.
cookie cutters, and I put the sun-dried tomatoes on the top, and a little Parmesan.
Oh, this
I'm
is
going to try one of mine
Chrissy.
too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because you can see it's a little, when you do them with pastry, it's
Right.
flaky. You know,
There you
it's
go.
just flaky.
It's flaky.
Yeah.
This is a little chewy, but I really like it. And it's so good. It's delicious. Well, this is the end of our show. Will you come back sometime
Oh,
and sing? You got a mouthful of food, Chrissy. How dare you do that? And would you do me a favor? Because you haven't said this during the show. Would you say over and OUT for us?
over and out.
She
Over and
really
out,
is
eh?
Canadian.
Oh,
Really is.
yeah, over and out. Shoot the fuck. You know, it's like, yeah, we have a lot more to talk about.
We do.
I wanted to ask you about your singing engagement at the Canadian border.
Oh, so years ago I was in Canada, and I didn't have a passport. And to bring me back into the U.S., the Border Patrol, immigration, made me sing the Star Spangled Banner. I swear it is a true story. And I don't really sing, but, and I started singing like this, and they said, sing louder. And I sang at the top of my lungs because I wanted to come home to the great USA. I mean, really a true story. We have one last thing to ask you about, and that is your 3 favorite kitchen tools. What are they?
Okay. My 3 favorite kitchen tools are, number 1, my Vitamix. And into the first week of my chemotherapy, I bought the Vitamix, and it saved me. It saved me a lot. I love it.
A lot of times, doctors tell you not to take vitamins when you're going through chemo.
No, Vitamix.
Oh, Vitamix.
Vitamix.
Yeah, my big.
Vitamix.
You know, it'll
Got it.
pulverize your leg. Vitamix blender.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes, I had to refrain from a lot of the
Supplements.
nutritional supplements.
Right.
Yeah. And another thing that I really absolutely love is my KitchenAid. I love all my KitchenAid appliances, but if I could only pick one, it would be my mixer.
Got it.
Because it has the pasta attachment to it. I do whipping cream in it. I make my pizza dough in it. I do everything with that.
Well, we're coming over for dinner in time.
You're coming here, and then a good knife. You
Yes.
need a good sharp knife, and a good knife that you can go and get professionally sharpened. You know, because dull knives are very dangerous.
There are new comments, Carly, under John's last one, and that is John says, "I sang for my freedom." I did. I was really scared. I didn't think that I needed a passport. I know. Well, we are out of time. Chrissy, you'll come back. Let's see if we can get your mother-in-law to cook with us garlic in September, October. I'd love that.
I think that will be wonderful. We'll get that definitely happening. And I'm heading out on tour with my band that I was in the 80s, and we're back again with the Lost 80s tour. And the band I'm in is Konkan, Konkan. And we are heading to Texas next week. And then the week after, we're in San Diego at Humphreys with the Lost 80s tour. And I think Flock of Seagulls is with us, and Oingo Boingo, and English Beach.
Well, you can find out more by going to your website.
Yes,
right?
thank
ChrissyLomax.com. Chrissy Lomax. And I should say that your husband Joe does a lot of the technical stuff for the band and for you and your singing. All right, we're out of time right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you, by the way, in about 3 weeks. We're going to take some time off. And when we come back, I am hoping that we're going to be featuring the Rowdy Mermaid kombucha products. And we're going to be doing a sweet potato taco. So I'm teasing you with that. I'm Mark Alyn. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carly. And thank you, girls, for being quiet. I love you all, and I love you too. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye for now. See you in a couple of weeks.